Yo, what's going on, everyone? My name is Cody Jones, and welcome back to a P Thing podcast. It's finally 2024, baby, and we're about to start recording with our new guest up in this motherfucker. I did intend to do it differently, but because of some difficulties, we're just gonna do it normal, you know, until I find a way to do it in a better way, you feel me? But we're about to have our guest. This motherfucker's name is Morgan from the East Montgomery group and the How Bored Are Ya podcast. So we're about to fucking tear shit up, have some fun. And you know what, man? It feels really good to be back in this motherfucker, man. It feels great to be back in this shit. But let's have some fun, shall we? Let me get the mic and speaker up. Yo, what's going on, man? It's been a long time.
Are you recording?
Yep, recording right now.
Oh, shit.
Honestly, man, this has been a long time waiting.
Yeah, I quit podcasting, so you're doing it for both of us.
Yeah. Honestly, man, but it's like, last time we even connected, it was on your podcast, which was really fun, by the way.
Yeah, I totally stopped podcasting because all I was doing was getting blackout drunk. So I'm not blackout drunk anymore.
Well, that's good, man. I mean, whether or not you do podcasting, I mean, it was worth it either way.
No, it's all you now. Take over. You're the podcaster. It's the P thing. Ain't nothing but a thing, baby.
Exactly. Hey, you know what, man? That's actually what I've been wanting to really ask you. It's like, I want to just ask as many questions about you in general, like how the music started, the podcasting, all that kind of shit.
All right, cool, yeah, all right. They do kind of, they're kind of intertwined a little bit. Like, so I've been playing music my whole life. Like, when I was 18, right out of high school, I figured out how to learn Logic and like producing and shit.
Yeah.
And so I bought a load of mic interfaces and all that. And then one of my friends was a rapper, and then one of my drummer, and we were like, well, fuck, everybody else is doing a podcast. And so we basically just chilled, smoked a bunch of weed in our front yard, and put a fucking microphone on and recorded it. And we forgot that nobody gives a shit who we are. We're like some rando 18-year-old kids in Florida who gives a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And so we did boring shit. And then I stopped, and then we picked it back up again in COVID. And then we were like, okay, so what the fuck are we going to do? And we tried everything. I tried interviews and tried all the other. I'm like, you know what, dude? It's not worth it. They're not paying me to fucking do this shit. It was fun though last year. I just have fun with it.
Yeah. Honestly, man, it's like the episode where you were talking shit about me. For some reason, I keep listening back to it because I find it funny how you're just making fun of me and shit.
Yeah, it's everybody. It's definitely not personal.
Yeah.
You know, it's when you do it with your closest friend, you're just like, you completely like block it off. I was doing it with somebody I didn't fucking know, like, you know, our mutual podcast friend.
Yeah.
You know, then I would like that because, you know, this their first time dealing with me. But if it's somebody I've known for like 10, 15 years, I'm comfortable enough. But at the same time, I'm like, shit, I really hope an employer doesn't find it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like I just keep laughing at how, like, you were doing my voice. Like, I want to do a fucking podcast.
I don't even think, you know, I just do voice, man. That's like the fucking... All right, so I don't tell people about this, but, and I guess this is your podcast exclusive.
Yeah.
But, like, so I don't have Twitter, but I have a Twitter.
Yeah.
The name is @KeithEats, and I'm
Yeah.
Keith. I'm Keith.
Okay.
And Keith is a fictional character. He is a 300-pound, mentally feeble man who lives with his roommate who's a rat. And Keith is the kind of guy that like goes to Hooters for the food. Like he doesn't go for the girls.
Yeah.
And like everything, we ordered a fucking pizza. Like it's always just fuck. Like if you see those tweets, dude, they're just fucking insane. Sometimes I'll start tweeting at Ted like, "Hey Ted Cruz, you fucking suck."
Exactly. I couldn't agree more with that opinion. But it's like, how did music even, like, how exactly did you even get into music anyways? Like, was that just something that you thought, I'm gonna fucking do music?
I don't know. I always like when I was a kid, I was like kind of pushed into it, but I went like so. You remember those tube TVs that like had the bulbs in the back and shit?
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah. I had one of those fucking bulbs blow out, and so I went a year without TV, and my mom was all like, "We're gonna read all these books," and I read a few books, and I was like, "This fucking sucks." And then she was dating some creepy Italian fuck who would like play my guitar, and she'd be like, "Oh, he's so great." I'm like, "I can be better than this fuck." My dad already kind of played guitar, so I just started playing guitar, and then from there, just kind of took it. And then it's one of the things I never stopped doing, you know. And then also I listen to awesome music, so every fucking music that like Parliament Funkadelic shit like that.
Yeah.
So I'd be playing along and being like, yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about Zapp and Roger and all that, and Funkadelic on your podcast.
I fucking love Zapp and Roger.
Yeah, I've always liked that electro funk sound. It's like, including with the voice box, it just makes it more enjoyable to listen to.
Oh, dude, I've got one of those fucking, like, right fucking, I'm not going to use it, but, like.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so weird because, like, you plug the shit in your amp, and then, like, all the sound comes out of the tube. So when I play my guitar, I feel it in my mouth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you did with Red Flags, which, by the way, I'm happy that I didn't fucking write anything, because I thought Red Flags was absolutely dope, and I didn't want to fuck it up with my shit. I thought, man.
Oh, dude, I still got more tracks that I can send you that are, like, actually finished and not just, like, random beats, because that was, you do producing, though. You're on, like, that BandLab thing, aren't you?
Kind of. I mean, I only used it just to, like, create a little sample for the YouTube channel, and that was about it. Like, I wanted to use music that wasn't made by someone else, because I don't want to fucking take someone else's shit or get copywritten for using their music for my channel. So I thought, fuck.
Another crazy idea. I literally just thought of this shit now. Mm-hmm. What if you were to like fuck somebody with the voice box? Like if you stick like the tube up somebody's pussy and just start making it fucking vibrate.
Oh, that'd be fucking funny.
Yeah, dude. We're gonna have to try that out now.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, I was actually fucking watching this movie about Howard Stern. It was so fucking...
Oh, Private Parts?
Private Parts. That shit fucking had me crying. Especially how...
Yeah, I love the ass man thing where he like flies in and he's ass man.
Yeah.
That's funny as hell. Oh, no, you're talking about when he had the chick over at the studio and had her sit on the fucking speaker and he's like...
Yeah, and it was an over the phone conversation. I thought that was fucking awesome.
Dude, but could you imagine that shit, though? It's like, it's 2004, like, we were just fresh out of 9/11, everybody's being so serious, and then here's fucking Howard Stern, just like, and I've got 3 strippers in the fucking audience today, in the room today.
Yeah, man.
But, like, so that's the kind of thing I was, like, trying to do with my podcast, was, like, I was throwing it back to the old Opie and Anthony stuff, the Howard Stern, like, fucking just push the envelope as far as you can. There's no rules. And since they already did that shit, there's no rules, you know? I wasn't doing anything that hasn't already been done by those dudes.
Exactly. And that's kind of what...
Oh.
Go ahead.
that's what also fucked with podcasts though, because when I started, it was still an audio only format. Like I started in 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
It was only until the last like 4 or 5 years in the 2020s that everybody's podcast went on video.
Yeah.
Which made it so much harder to do, you know, like, cause now you got to look good. You got to have the lighting and all this shit. And it's like, it's a lot of work. It's a shitload of work.
Yeah. Dude, like before I even hit you up, like I was trying to fucking screencast my phone to my TV. That way, like people can watch the podcast as well as listen. But it's like I was getting flustered with like the connection, and I have to install this to get this working, install that to get this working. I thought, man, fuck this. This is a fucking headache already.
Yeah, do you use OBS?
Nah.
No, I've tried that, and it's another headache in itself. And then, like, even when you're done at the end of the day recording and shit, or like streaming and shit, there's still like file management. Like if it's not MP4, it's not going to upload.
Yeah.
If it's, you know, and you got Mac and you got fucking.
Yeah, I thought that it was just complete bullshit. I thought, you know what, fuck it. Everyone's just going to have to fucking listen to it. As for TikTok, I'll just upload the audio and let people enjoy it as is. Like I thought, fuck this. So
you're back on round 2 of your podcast?
Round 3, yeah.
Round 3, hell yeah. How many episodes are you going to do?
I don't know. I'm probably going to stop around November like I did last year. Maybe I'll go into Christmas. I don't really know. I just roll with the punches. I don't really plan shit out.
You got any guests? You got anybody lined up?
Yeah, I got some guy who was a drug dealer, a club bouncer. He was a veteran. Like, I'm waiting on him to fucking hit me up on Gmail.
So that sounds like an interesting dude. I have a couple people I could send you that, like, I had on mine that were pretty good. One of mine was an ex-drug dealer / politician.
Yeah.
And he's actually really fun. He's a crazy dude in Alabama, just having a crazy time in life.
Okay, well, I'm definitely interested. All right, what I want to know is, how did you come up with the name East Montgomery? Like, because your name's Morgan, so I thought, what was the idea behind the name?
I've changed names many times. Pretty much what happened was, I had ass surgery. I had this thing in my ass that needed to get cut up and cut open. And then the next day I had to go drive 2 hours to go pick up my friend from the airport who was staying with me for 3 months. Yeah. And so we recorded a bunch of music, and then we were like, what the fuck do we call ourselves? And then we just sat in my fucking living room. We had GPT open. We're just shooting the shit. And we recorded it too. So there's a YouTube video out there where you can watch the bullshit session. But there's a famous jazz guitar player named Wes Montgomery. And so I was like, well, what if we just call it East Montgomery? And he's like, yo. And we saw it. Nobody took it. Because, like, the whole thing about a band name is it's got to be something people can say. Like, too many of these band names are long. Yeah. Like, nothing against it, but, like, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. I mean, fuck, dude. Or, like, when people start like the metal bands where it looks like they took a fucking ice pick and just wrote all that shit. You're like, what the fuck am I looking at? So we're like, we got to make it easy. We got to make sure they can fucking say it. Yeah. And we got to make sure no one else is taking it. And most people don't get it. Everyone's like, are you guys from Alabama? What the fuck with East Montgomery? I was like, it's okay.
Yeah. I mean,
it's cool.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, especially when some bands, like, shorten their names to, like, 3 letters. Like, NWA just stands for Niggas with Attitude. Elton John gets his name from John Lennon and his friend Elton.
The other thing is living in the South, or at least the Southeast, it kind of has a ring to it of, like, it reminds you of something Southern, so people aren't going to be immediately turned off. Because if I called ourselves, like, the radical left, or, like, something like, or, you know, race with a spoon, that one got thrown in there.
Race with a spoon, I like that.
And then put a picture of Reese Witherspoon up there, with a foot in her face, you know. But that's gonna scare a lot of people away.
Oh my gosh, Reese Witherspoon, that one's fucking funny. I like that one.
Well, never forget that, like, whatever content you're putting out right now, high school kids are gonna find it, and so you got to make sure that, like, when their parent walks in on them fucking doom scrolling YouTube at fucking some ungodly hour, they're like, you're watching Rape with a Spoon. You know what I mean? Just don't get the kids in trouble. Like, oh, I'm watching East Montgomery, and then, like, you know, the podcast is about fucking taking kratom and fucking falling off of a bridge or something, you know? At least have it under a name that's appropriate.
Yeah. Dude, someone actually got on my case on social media because I had an episode talking about pornography and shit. This lady was heated because she said that she caught her son listening to it, saying, why do you have porn in your title? It's like, it should be in explicit, plus I don't fucking control what people listen to.
You should just be like, lady, you're just mad that we didn't find your movie. Be like, oh, were you a fucking porn star back in the day?
Yeah. Dude,
we did that. We did that for 6 months. We reviewed pornos on the podcast. We were a full porn review, and the first one we watched was called Metal Rear Solid. But the problem was we both watched Metal Rear Solid, so it was just two guys talking about a porno.
Yeah.
So we formatted I watch one and then tell my co-host about it the next week. Then he watches one and then tells me about it. So that way the audience doesn't get lost. But he'd only pick video game porns. Like, he watched fucking Mario. He watched Men in Black. And
oh my god!
But I was also like the worst because I watched this one called like the ET of vaginas, and it was like ET but porn, and ET was a chick.
Oh my gosh, that is That fucking reminds me of Cheech and Chong, E.T. the extra testicle or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like that. But I mean, I'm saying this is a full-on, like, they were fucking this ass. And the even more fucked up part was, so, like, it was in German. It was like some weird German 70s, 80s porno. And then it had fucking Spanish subtitles on it. So, like, there was just so much going on before you even fucking get into the movie. And you're like, holy shit.
I can't watch this shit.
Oh, but we would like review it down to, like, who did the music for it? How does the music fit? What look people up? What is she doing now? We did Who's Nailin' Palin? That was another one, the Sarah Palin one.
Yeah.
Good time.
Yeah. Dude, I fucking miss the old days of porn. It's like you would have to fucking go to a video store or get a magazine. But it's like now people can just look that shit up.
I mean, they still have those places. And I've always wondered who's out here, like, waiting for Exit 360 to go to the Love Shack. Like, is there really a trucker out there that's like, oh, I gotta go fucking talk. I got 36 hours to drive. I've been on the road for 6 days. Gotta just go jerk off at the Love Shack. There's a lot of them. There's a shitload of these jack-off joints. You're like, what the fuck? Who? You don't have a smartphone. You don't have one. Yeah. No iPad, nothing.
I feel bad for some of the teenagers that fucking have sticky pages.
I'm thinking about the one trucker in America who's like, yeah, I got to watch my digital footprint to make sure I minimize so the government don't see me going on the website.
Dude, I used to fucking steal my brother's Playboys when I was little. It's like I was a bit of a thief when I was a kid. So it's like I used to steal Playboy magazines. A neighbor had a fucking porno DVD that I snuck into my pocket. I was a fucking thief.
Let's see. My uncle gave me a whole box of Playboys from the 70s that was really weird because it was just all old ladies now. And one time, my 7th grade science teacher gave me a copy of Girls Gone Wild.
I've never seen Girls Gone Wild. Not one time.
You're not missing anything. It's really low budget, actually. Like you could film a better show on a smartphone.
That's sad.
Go to a frat party with a phone, you could totally get Girls Gone Wild way better than they did. But hey, that guy made millions off of that.
Kudos to him. All right, so how exactly? Damn.
My neighbor's dog's out.
Okay.
And my neighbor's dog does not shut the fuck up.
Okay. All right, so another thing I want to ask is how you met your co-hosts that I met both of them on the podcast. How exactly did you meet these two anyways?
Well, Jay and I went to school. We were in 7th grade, and he was the one Indian kid in the class, and he goes up and like does the intro about me, whatever, on the first day, and I was like, "Oh, you love playing Gears of War, don't you?" And then from there, I just had a guitar. He just bought a drum set, and then we were just friends ever since. The other dude I didn't meet till high school. He was the SoundCloud rapper guy, and he was a friend of a friend, and everybody was just doing drugs at his house. So that was kind of how he ended up becoming, because it was just another house to go to. There was always drugs there.
Yeah.
You know, just you coke, Xanax, whatever.
Yeah. I think Ray, or what was his name? Jay or something? I already forgot.
Jay's the Indian guy. Yeah, that's
Jay.
one from 7th grade. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually forgot that I was saying how he was the one that sounds like Ray Romano. It's like I keep listening to his voice, and that's all I think of.
I'm gonna remind you said that.
Okay. It sucks that he wasn't on this shit. It would be awesome if he fucking joined.
Yeah, but I mean, he's always been along for the ride. So when we were like, let's do podcasting, he was like, fuck it, yeah, let's do podcasting. And then one thing we used to do to fuck with people was, like, if they didn't know him, he would, like, fake an Indian accent and just see if they believe him. And most of the time it worked.
Yeah.
But there were a few people that, but nobody ever called him on it. That's true. But there were a few people who were like, does he really talk like that?
He sounded pretty normal when I met him.
He does. You know, he's like the worst friend to ever have because he's a brown dude, but he's got the attitudes of a white guy. So he's racist from a white guy's perspective. And you're like, bro, you can't say this shit. And he's like, you did it to me. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Dude, he hates French people. Like, if you even say anything in French around him, he's just going to be like, nope, not even going to fuck with you. French horn? Nope, go fuck yourself.
French fries?
Yeah, I think that he'll make an exception for French fries, but everything else, French inhale, nope.
I'll be sure to remember that.
No French kissing either, just no.
Oh. My goodness, that really sounds boring. Alright, so what exactly got you into weed anyways? Like, I kind of started recently, but then I stopped because, like, the shit over here in El Paso was fucking weak as all hell. It's like...
I imagine you guys are getting shit that's, like, acts up dudes' assholes from over the border. Like, it's just, like, the straight brick.
Yeah. We got, like, a little shop here, and it's weak as fuck. I don't even go there no more.
Is that where, is that where all the mids went? Because they don't make mids anymore. I was wondering, El Paso come for our mids?
Nah, I think he was from Dallas. I don't know why he would want to move to this bummy-ass little city.
Well, I started smoking when I was 13, and it was just because I thought weed was cool, and I made a friend that smoked, so I was like, cool, I'm going to be a stoner now. And I worked at a head shop when I was 15. I just got expelled from school for weed, and I got a job holding a sign for a head shop, and all the people that expelled me saw me do that. And then I worked inside. I managed the place. I had a gas mask on. I thought it was fucking cool.
Yeah.
And then I stopped. I haven't smoked weed for a year, and it's just because, like, I got into edibles, and especially living in LA, dude, like, I'm really into edibles. Because, I mean, you can go to the fucking store and pick up weed. Yeah. But, like, that Delta 8 shit came out, And then all the weed I started smoking started fucking putting me in these weird headspaces. Yeah. And then I started eating these edibles that made me feel like I was having a fucking stroke every single time. Like, I'd just be on my bed, like, for, like, hours, and I'm like, you know what? I don't need to keep doing this to myself. Yeah. I'm all good.
Yeah. It's like you're just...
I'm still pro-weed. I'm still all for legalizing it federally and shit. So yeah. I got pulled over for having edibles in a national park, and I had to do a year federal probation.
Yeah.
And that was crap. It's off my record now, but that was crap.
I actually tried an edible once when I was in high school, and throughout math class, it made everything less boring.
So again, that was the thing. It got me through high school for sure, because high school for me fucking sucked. I was not into it at all. So you show up high, it was like, meet up with a friend before school, hit a couple of blunts, and like, boom. Yeah. And then by the time 3 o'clock, you're hungry. Great.
Yeah.
But I was into all drugs throughout my teenage years. There was like, I don't know, a full year where I was totally abusing psychedelics. Like I was taking every weekend, mushrooms, DMT, research camps, stuff like that. And I swear there's at least one trip or two that I haven't come back from. I'm still out in space somewhere.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Honestly, I've never tried anything else but weed. That's pretty much the only thing I've done. Like just medically. I've never tried anything else.
I'd say take shrooms. I'd say shrooms are worth it. The other drugs can only addict. It's not fun anymore. Like when we were kids, it was fun to go meet up with a total fucking stranger and have them sell you a bag of God knows what and try it. Yeah. But now with this fentanyl shit, like it's really bad. I saw a dude today. I was driving to work, and I saw a dude today who couldn't even sit down on a bench. He was like, he was just fucking crying. It broke my heart. I was like, God, that was me. I did that at least a few hundred times. It's just like people are like actually dying because of this shit. So it's something to be concerned about. Like the last drug I did was I did cocaine once last year, and I was doing a Lyft. I was driving for Lyft. I picked up these kids on Halloween, and they were all dressed up like up, and they were just, assalamu alaikum, brother, you want to fucking go ski? So I dropped them off at this house, and I'm like, come on. So I'm throwing darts with these kids in the basement. They rip out a couple of lines, I do comments with them, go on my way. But like, I didn't even get high. My blood pressure just raised, and I couldn't feel my ankles. I was like, what the? It was like low blood sugar shit. It wasn't even fun. So I'm like, yeah, I'm done. My drug journey is over. Yeah. I'll still do acid maybe if it shows up, but I'm not looking for it. Don't want to do it. It didn't make me a better musician. I thought that too. I was like, oh, if I do drugs, I'm going to be a fucking better player. No. I was a much shittier player.
Sadly, none of us can be like Jim Morrison, man. When he was fucking stoned,
It's the way you feel when you're on drugs, you feel like you're fucking on top of the world, but really all you did was fucking spend an afternoon fucking couch. You watched a couple of movies. You didn't really fucking do anything. You tried to write or draw anything, it just comes out as fucking nonsense that 5-year-old could have written. But you think you were the fucking shit when you did it. Yeah. So it's like you kind of get over it after a while. I hope. Some people don't. Some people do get addicted. I definitely didn't get addicted to drugs, which is nice. Totally got addicted to cigarettes. These are horrible. I'm dying. I'm literally dying. Fuck the tobacco industry. I'm saying it here. I'm saying it out. Philip Morris could sit on a dick.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
I can't even stand the smell of cigarettes. It's like my
father.
It's like my father. He was addicted to them, and it's like God rest his soul and everything. But I never liked the smell of them. Not one bit.
Oh, yeah. Especially, like, you ever smell somebody who, like, just smoked a cigarette and they smell like a fucking wet asshole?
Yes, I definitely know that. It's
disgusting. Dude. It's rough. Because, like, see, I can stop drinking. I've gone through periods of heavy drinking and then periods of no drinking at all. But like I've quit these things like 7 fucking times, and they always find their way. And like I don't smoke a pack a day, but I still like I'll chain smoke a little bit here, and I'm like I need to quit. I feel these fucking things. They're horrible.
Yeah. I keep going back to drinking energy drinks. It's like this shit's really fucking up my system and everything. And it's like I had a moment where I felt like as if I couldn't inhale very deep. It's like I get short breaths, and I thought, damn, let me just Google something real quick, and that shit just fucking really got me in my head. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna stop taking these. It's like
hold on, I got a plane flying over.
fucking play.
Yeah, dude. So what? I mean, you were drinking Monsters, right?
Mm-hmm. All the way since 7th grade. Like it got to a point where I drank 2 cans a day.
Damn.
Yeah, that shit. It was addictive.
One fucking rowdy motherfucker. When you fights all the time, I'll fucking knock your teeth
out. That's the thing. It doesn't really like make me feel hyper like it would anyone else. It's like I just drink it just to drink it. Like I drink about as much as a fucking fish drinks his water.
Jeez, dude.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. My teachers gave me so much shit about it, but it always went in one ear out the other. Like I did not give a shit.
Well, also when you're a kid doing something and it pisses off adults, you're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, I've done that a lot in high school. I pissed off a lot of people.
I still do. I love it. I love pissing off old people.
Yeah. I don't know why, but it's like, I think that's why, like, I never blocked you or anything or lost interest because you just did not seem like the boring type. Like, okay, this guy, he gives people shit, but for some reason he's amusing.
And so you're my audience. You're who I'm looking for because you see, Big Dog Brady Flanders blocked
me. He blocked you?
Well, he unfollowed. I don't know if he full on blocked me, but totally on. Yeah.
I mean, he's somewhat cool, but it's like I think some of his stuff is somewhat interesting to listen to, but at the same time, I just like okay. I mean, cool, I guess.
Yeah. There's a certain type for everybody, and especially when you're making content, you're figuring out who you are, right?
Yeah.
You're figuring out, especially with social media, with the platforms. Like, my YouTube actually does really well. Every now and again, the algorithm will smile on me. Like, I got 2.3K views on a video that I put out, and it's called I Pulled Jazz Out of My Ass. And just, like, within hours, just comments, views, likes, and I was like, okay, so I'm going to stick with this. You know, I'm gonna keep on posting on YouTube because I've finally like I've stuck with it long enough.
Yeah.
But because of that, it made me pull back from Instagram. It made me pull back from other things. Mm-hmm. But then I started talking to people who do social media, and I'm like, so how do I do this to where it works? You know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you got to find out what elements of your brand that you're actually committed to. Like the podcast was me trying something out, and that wasn't what was getting the clicks and the views. The music was. Yeah. So I said, okay, let's take the energy from the podcast and put it into the music.
Yeah.
And so that way I can focus on one thing. Because also, you're scrolling on someone's page, especially like, take Brady Flanders, for example.
Mm-hmm.
You're scrolling down, you're like, what the fuck does this guy do? What, like, here he is walking across America, but now here he is doing some TED Talk shit. You're like, what is this? You know, and it's the same thing with, like, me, too. Like, people are like, so he plays guitar, but he's got a podcast. What the fuck? Like, you got to be really clear as to what this page is. That's not who you are, but that's what you are with this page.
Yeah.
And so you got trial and error, find your voice. Mm-hmm. And like, I think it's hard when somebody's starting and they don't know what they're fucking doing. And I told him that shit. I was like, dude, you either got to like go with the motivational TED Talk shit, or you got to be a fucking dirtbag and be funny like me. You can't, it's not a line to toe. You can't be in the middle. Yeah. And, but like it's the same thing. Like I pick entertainment wise, I pick the more shit post funny stuff.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, those are the kind of people you want to hang out with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't want to hang out with these TED Talk fucks.
No.
That's boring.
I agree. It's like I'm still
look at someone's page and go, can I have a beer with this guy?
You don't want to drink too many of these because it has too many of these. Like, let me drink. I'm still fucking waiting on him to upload the fucking podcast that he had me on. It's like that shit.
But he never uploaded mine either.
Yeah. It's like I'm thinking, okay, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like,
he stopped. He hasn't uploaded any podcasts because he did another one of like one or two guests that I sent him. And I was like, so what? You just give up podcasting? He's like, well, now I'm doing this, and I'm like, dude, you pick one and fucking follow it through. It is a lot of work. People like. I hope I can look back on this shit in 10 years with all the followers and shit and just go like, okay, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it followed a path.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'm just jerking off, you know? And also to that point, followers don't pay your bills.
Mm-hmm.
You can have 50K followers and still be dirt poor.
I agree.
How many channels out there are these people living out of their car?
More than I can count, really.
Bro, and I lived out of my car, and I never fucking started a YouTube channel. I should have. I really should have. And this is how I think shows. Hey, watch me take like 4 hours to do what you do in 20 minutes in a house.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, you have to like go to the Starbucks and ask for hot water to make coffee out of like a cone and a filter and coffee grounds in your trunk. That's cool. I just go to my coffee maker and turn it on. Oh, bro, you have to wait in line at Planet Fitness to use the shower? Oh, shit, dude, I just turn on my faucet and stand in the tub. Like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. I fucking agree with that.
Yeah, all right, so this is some real shit about living in a car. I went on a date with a chick, and she was down with my car life, but then she had to pee. Yeah, her ass had to pee outside. Yeah, she had to fucking pee in somebody's fucking front yard.
It could be worse. You could have gave her a bottle of frontal or something. That could have been so much worse. That
would have been disgusting. But they make that shit, and I'm seeing this shit. There's guys with these fucking weird little poop things that they have for their car, and there's a lady that shows what she does with her poops on the fucking Instagram and shit. And I'm like, dude, look, after the end of my time in the car, I realized that if you're meant to live out of this car, I guarantee you the guy who made the car would have told you that. He would have totally sold that. He would have been like, and you can live out of it too. That's why they have RVs. They know what they're fucking selling.
Yeah.
They're selling a car, not a fucking house.
I mean, if you want to live in your fucking car, then get a fucking RV. Just Jesse Pinkman the shit.
Yeah. And see, I'm at this point in my life where I've had a car throughout. I drove my dad's car when I was 18, but since I was 20 years old, I've had a car. I'm 26 now. And it's a fucking scam. Like, if you got to just move somewhere that has good fucking public transportation. If you need a car, rent a car. Don't fucking pay insurance. Don't fucking pay for repairs. Don't pay for fucking vehicle registration. Dude, why don't I have a savings account? I don't know, because I've had a fucking car for 6 years, dude. Like, fuck. It's so much money. And then Lyft and Uber is a thing now. You know what I mean? Like, the cost is not worth. It's not fucking worth it.
Yeah. Dude, sadly, I'm 27 and I still can't fucking drive. It's like, I actually did try to drive once. And you know one of those concrete poles that hold the fucking street lights at a parking lot?
You ran right into that shit?
I was close, but it's like by the time that I opened the door and I was trying to like back out, it grinded and all you see is yellow concrete paint on the side of the car.
I'm sure they love that.
It fucking
I've got one of those marks on my car too. And what was even funnier was one that I was pulling into this really tight parking space in a parking garage, and it fucking scraped my door. And the next day I went to work. I was working for a moving company, and the guy saw the scratch on the car and he goes, "And how many beers were driving?" I was like, "Oh, you son."
Oh gosh. All right, so do you have any other plans musically, like albums and shit? Like, I'm curious what, like, do you intend to just keep dropping singles?
I've got 2 more singles that I'm going to drop, and then I'm going to try and put something together as an album with the singles I put out and like a couple more. And then from there, I play every weekend here. There's a hookah lounge that just has let me do whatever the fuck I want to do, and it's been very nice. I'm really lucky to have a place like that because most of my friends that get to play out, they have to play cover songs. I get to actually like experiment and people like it. But that being said, outside of like recording live stuff and putting live stuff out, I'm just going to kind of be putting stuff out that I want to. I'm really going to be pushing these next 2 singles that I've got because they're fucking bangers. One's going to be out in, I don't know, was it March 4th? By the 31st, it's done, but I'm going to play with it a little bit more.
Okay.
It's going to be called Extraordinary. And you ever listen to 9 Inch Nails?
No, I don't think I have.
Well, if anybody listens to 9 Inch Nails that you're listening to, it sounds like their song Closer, but it sounds like the guy from 9 Inch Nails took a couple dick pills, and it's just like super, it's funky, but it's dark, it's weird. I like funk, like wah pedals, vocoders, shit like that. That's like, for me, that's where it's at musically.
Yeah. Well, you know, that was really dope. And, like, for your family, I mean, are they all just completely on board? Like, hey, do your thing. Like, if it's working out.
Yeah. I mean, I try to cut ties with most of my family because a lot of people in my family are super toxic people, and they don't really have any. I realized when I was a kid that I'm like, you guys aren't the guys that are going to take me where I need to go in life. I got it from here. And then, unfortunately, the way that panned out was me doing a bunch of drugs going, fuck you, Mom. But, yeah, no, my dad's pretty supportive of it. I mean, they don't have any money. So, you know, I'm self-supporting in that sense. But, like, there's still, if I put something out, my dad will send it to his friends and be like, hey, look at my kid. Hey, my kid did this.
I mean, hey, at least he's supportive. Dude, it's like, I met someone.
Yeah, but yeah, it's gonna be fucking. It's about the love of what I do, because you know, too many people do something, and if they don't like it, it shows. And that was another reason why I stopped podcasting. Was if I don't like it, anybody listening to it's gonna know.
Yeah. And
nobody's gonna want to. No one's gonna get into that. You're supposed to like the thing that you do. You're not doing it to go, oh, look at me.
Yeah.
You know, nobody. Fucking Picasso didn't paint going, they're gonna love me. Like, somebody told me they wanted me to do this. No, fuck, dude. You do it because it's you. It's the same thing with your shit. Yeah. You do this because you love doing it.
Exactly. It's like
I can tell. That's why I watch your streams and shit. You're funny as fuck.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's like with the videos, I don't really try to find like, okay, I'm just gonna stick with one thing. Like, the idea was combine a whole bunch of shit for everyone to just see. It's like, if you like reactions, I got some here. You like reviews, I got some here. You like let's plays, I got some here. It's like just a gumbo for everyone to get into.
Have you thought about playing something like a really shitty video game? Just because the fun of like having people watch you suffer through playing something really crappy. Like that one game where you're a guy in a flower pot and you get a hoe and you gotta scrape your way up a fucking cliff.
Yes. I am so happy I never played it because I have a very horrible temper, and I guarantee if I did play that shit in the video, I would not fucking last 10 seconds playing it.
Dude, you should get like a Wii, get like a second-hand Wii, play the shittiest game you can find, and throw the Wiimote at a TV. I get so many views.
Yeah. Dude, like, I've seen someone fucking play that game to a point to where he lost his temper and threw a chair across the room. I found that to be the funniest shit ever.
Exactly. People have a temper tantrum.
I agree. I find people with bad tempers to be very amusing, especially people that punch their TVs and shit.
I mean, I guess it's better to punch your TV than punch your wife. I guess.
I agree. It's like,
dude, I had like, so I turned left my car onto the road, and this guy behind me speeds up as fast as he can. He makes finger guns at me and he starts shooting at me. Pay attention! I'm gonna fucking kill you!
Oh my god,
dude, road rage in this town.
Yeah,
it's insane.
People are not meant to drive. Yeah. Dude, I actually almost fucking crashed a few days ago at a Walmart because this person wasn't slowing down. We weren't slowing down, and it's like it got to a point to where one of us had to stop, and he started hollering, but I couldn't hear because the fucking music was playing. I just completely continued on while laughing at it.
You're not gonna get hit. Like, what are you gonna do? Kill me?
Exactly. I actually almost fucking got hit in the road once. Like, because I don't know if you've seen my video about how many times I've actually almost died. It's like so many stories just proving how stupid I was as a kid.
Now this is it. How many times have you left?
I almost drowned to death when I was little. I stepped on a scorpion. I almost got hit by a car. And I almost electrocuted myself. Like, a lot of these moments was when I was way too little to know better. Like, I was one of those dumb kids that fucking stuck a fork into a house outlet because I didn't know better.
Damn, dude, I know the only person I know who did that was trying to kill himself. So that's impressive. I've had the almost hit by a car thing happen where I was crossing the street. I was on this median. I took one step back and this truck was like this close to just flattening my ass like a pancake. That was cool. I've been shot at. Didn't die. It was by a complete nobody. I'm crossing the street with my friend, and he fucking spins. He speeds up like he's gonna hit us. He spins around, rolls his window down, yells some shit. I just kind of laugh. Pulls a gun out of the fucking window and just and then speeds off. And I was like, fuck. And then by the time I got to the gas station with my friend, they were like, did you guys hear those gunshots? And we were like, yeah, it was at us, not us. I've also almost got electrocuted, but that was when I was hooking up my dryer. The whole socket blew when I stuck the fucking plug in there. Like sparks flew out and everything. And I've heard most people don't live through that, so I'm like, oh shit. I kind of woke up there, and then I think it's like one or two other times, but like those are the three that are coming to mind right now. It's great. Still here, motherfuckers.
Well, you know what, man? This was absolutely really fucking fun. And honestly, whenever you're down to hop on the podcast again, I'm completely down for it. And
hit me up if anybody cancels on you too. If you're out there and you got like whatever drug dealer guy is like, sorry, I got arrested. You can always give me a call. I'm always down.
Okay. Well, you know what, man? That's the thing about this podcast. We can't be canceled. Cancel culture isn't going to silence me.
Fuck yeah. I support that. Fuck cancel culture.
Yeah. Well, you know what, man? This was really fucking fun. It was really enjoyable.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. And you know what, man? I look forward to the future with you, with your music and everything. And I hope that everyone that's listening to this enjoys this episode. This was really fun.
Thanks, man. You were a great host.
Thank you. All right. Peace.